Yes. Namaste, man. So, I've been doing, here we are. We're still in the 4th chapter. I may have some sub steps in here as we go through the 17steps.com. And it's me sharing my love for this book, The Science of Getting Rich. We established in chapter 1, you have a right to be rich. In chapter 2, that there is basically a blueprint. There's a path. If anyone else has done it, you can do it. And that there is a certain way. That's what the book calls a certain way. And what that means is go out and blueprint people, not unicorns. Like, it's going to be hard for you to go do, and it says that it's going to be hard for you. It talks about railroads, taking over the railroads, but it's not impossible for you to engage in other things. So you're not going to launch Tesla, but that doesn't mean you couldn't go work there or for a similar type of thing or be involved in it. Or somehow, like, we may not know how it's going to look, but you have to work with what you have, with what you can do with where you are, right? So you can't be Warren Buffett, but you could start the process to acquiring wealth like Buffett. You could research his life and go, wow, I didn't realize this. He actually owns businesses and bought businesses. He doesn't just invest in stocks. He didn't just get rich buying Coca-Cola. He's into options, and he does actually play like the silver market and oil and commodities, and he does loans, and he does all these other things, right? So as we come into we can begin to use that and blueprint that, or other people. But don't just look to celebrities. Look to things that can actually be done. And I think that's kind of what the Science of Getting Rich is pushing to. And again, it uses a lot of poetic language. A few years back, and then we get into chapter 3, and chapter 3 talked about there is no monopoly, and we could apply that to today by saying, listen, there's no gatekeepers. Like, I think there's a tide turning on college. I think there's quicker ways. There's tech schools, coding schools. Like, you don't have to go be, it's very windy out here, guys. Sorry. These are pretty informals, Let me move that forward. So, but that means that there are no gatekeepers. There's a lot of things open to us. The world has never been easier for males, for females, for minorities, for everyone. Yeah, everyone has problems. I have a lot of fucking problems. Everyone has problems and issues, okay? But we live in a time when, of course, no when until I start recording, huh? We live in a time when a lot of things can be done with the push of a button now. So take advantage of that stuff, right? So there's nothing, that's what chapter 3 is trying to say is, listen, don't think there's shit holding you back. There's not. It's just you, okay? The only one holding you back is you. I riffed on this before about a follower who said, hey, I'd like to get into real estate, but I'm afraid people will let me down. I'm afraid I'm going to hire contractors. They're not going to finish the job. And it's like, so far, you don't even have a house. So the only one letting you down so far is you. These are make-believe contractors that don't even exist. You can't let make-believe people in the future, something that may or may not happen, keep you from following your dreams to trying to become financially independent. Yeah, stocks will go down, but you're an accumulator, right? You need them to go down. You need the economy to go bad. This is what this is how we get rich, is taking advantage of lower prices. So we have to change our outlook. I wrote this thing a while back called Money is Everywhere. What began to help me to see is that money's fucking everywhere. Everywhere's money. You go in the store, money. You're driving by houses with money. And the only thing to keep me from buying that house is that guy selling it to me. But what really keeps me from buying the house is having the money to buy it. So the only one letting me down in that exchange is me, like me trying to get money. And I began to say this idea that money will meet your demand. Most people work at a job that they feel they're adequate to work at. Yeah, I can do that, right? That's kind of how we see it. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so you're doing that. Cool. But that didn't push you. That didn't stretch you. That isn't one of the pillars, thinking outside the box, right? Pillar number 6, think outside the box. In other words, to get more money, you have to assume more responsibility. If there is no responsibility to assume at your job, you have to go outside of your job. You have to go get wealth. Money's waiting for you, but it's waiting for those who want to take on the responsibility of, like, buying a house or investing in a business or hiring employees or writing a book or creating, like you pushing your intent, or hey, I'm good at this job. You got to give me a better job or I'm gonna go find a better job. Like, I want to keep progressing, keep advancing, right? The universe won't stop that. It opens doors for you. If you become too big for the room you're in, you're the best cashier. You're the best district manager. You've mastered your trading strategy. Like, you get up early, you stay late, you work the 8th day. The universe is so ordered, it will reward you. What it won't reward and what it isn't is so disordered that it rewards laziness or fucking entitlement or because of your skin color or because of any of that. You have to fucking deserve it. And that's up to you. That's the one thing they can't take from you. You can't take from me what I freely give. You've ever heard me say this? I believe that what you give away, you get to keep. I mean, what I give away is mine. That's why I teach my strategy. Fuck it. I can do what I want. I own it. And the way to ultimately own it is to give it away, right? Give it away, man. So money will meet your demand. I wrote this a while back. Money is everywhere, but only to the degree that you have consciousness of money. Most people are like a man who drives around in low gear. He could get there faster and quicker, probably with less energy on the engine, if he just shift up one gear or just add that one investment or add that side hustle, right? Or ask for that promotion or get that certification. Just that one more gear. And you're just constantly like, just one more gear, right? The vehicle is set up for it. The universe is set up for you to go one more gear, a little bit further, a little bit more. It wants you to be abundant. Money is everywhere, everywhere. There's millions of dollars just right here in my neighborhood. Why the fuck can't I have some? All of the money you want is in the pockets, purses, wallets, checkbooks, and credit cards of other people. And fucking tomorrow, those people are out in the world. And you need to go put yourself in front of them. Whatever it is you do, whatever your service is, your fucking product, whatever it is you do to bring benefit to the fucking world, you need to be in front of those people. And if you fucking hide and you don't have any responsibility and you're not putting yourself out there and there's no one to complain and you hide from other people, you will always be broke. Money goes to people who demand it. And in order to demand it, you have to step up and assume that responsibility. I'll buy that apartment building. See, all money is fucking human energy. It's your energy. You go out, you push your intent, you do the effort, you create the tidal wave, and that energy gets balled up and they pay you in the form of money. And that form of money can sit here. Well, guess what? Money fucking deteriorates. The Federal Reserve prints the shit. Fiat currency goes down and down and down. It buys less and less and less and less. And so if you have in tune with money, you have to fucking demand it to go do things for you. Go get me more money. I have to fight this inflation. So I take my human energy, my talent, my reward, and I put it into assets that are going to produce cash flow. And the 7% of the people that run this fucking planet are invested in assets that appreciate and produce cash flow. And that's how they control the world. And everyone else is on the wrong side of the equation. They're keeping the thing going. You think you're being fucking smart having a bunch of money sitting in the bank. And the truth is, it's worth about 23% less now than it was, a year ago. And so if you've sat on fucking money, you've watched houses go up. You say, oh, they're too expensive. Good, they're going to be more expensive. Oh, no, they're going to crash. No, they're not. They're going to go even higher. They're printing fucking money. Open your fucking eyes and look around, dude. You can't print something without the value of it going down. You see this in the stock market. What happens when they do a secondary share offering? What happens to your share price? It goes down. Well, guess what they're doing? A secondary offering on your money. The shit is going down. But money will do what you demand of it. So if you demand it to sit in a bank account, good, it's worth less. If you demand it to go out into the universe and work and put out a return and develop and bring you back money, it'll do it. It'll do whatever you tell it to do, whatever you demand of it. And you'll be paid what you're demanding. You say, hey, I'm worth $65,000. That's the job you'll apply for. That's the skill set you'll have. You'll sit there. You'll be so fucking happy with it. You'll go sign a bunch of debt to make sure you lock yourself in. I don't want to ever break out of this. I want to have this so that I can pay all of these bills. And we lived a life to prove that I'm only worth $60,000. If you're making $60,000 in 10 years, even if you're still making $60,000 at your job, listen to what I'm saying. You should be making $150,000. If you know what I know about money and you push it and you do, and I'm not talking about the tactical stuff of all what I'm saying. I'm just saying you go and you push your intent. You fucking demand money, go make you money. You realize your relationship with human energy, it's just a fucking token. It's just a thing, and we have to store that energy, and that's what we do. We store it in the shit that appreciation produces cash flow. That's investing. That's investing. And it's a social contract we have with society. This is what makes Bitcoin powerful. Bitcoin is like Netflix or Facebook or MySpace or Twitter. It's a social network agreed around human energy. Money is human fucking energy. And it's a black vortex hole that sucks in more and more human energy. And it actually takes energy to make it. Guess what? It takes energy to go buy 15 houses. I'm fixing to go work on a real estate deal right now. Fixing to go work on property. Guess what? Human fucking energy. The one thing that I see everyone avoiding. Well, I don't want to have to go do that. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want to have to go work. I'd rather take all of my time, effort, talent, treasure, and human energy and just fuck it off into nothingness. Give it all to corporations. Here, take all my fucking energy. Here, Visa, MasterCard. Here, just take all my fucking money. I don't ever want to be shit. I want to live in generational fucking poverty, generation after generation after generation, because I don't want to take the responsibility to break it. That's what you're saying every fucking day that you don't. It is up to you. The future of your family rests on you. You get to decide the people in your world how they will live. You could say, as for me and my house this day, and you could make that change. That's what I did. No more fucking trailer parks. If I'm going to have a swimming pool, it's in my fucking backyard in front of my office. And I made that decision. I made that decision when I was 29 fucking years old. What do I got to do to get enough passive money that I don't need a job? And my friend said, well, what are you going to do for a career? No, I don't think you heard me. What do I need to do to get enough passive income that I don't need a job? And they said, what do you want to do for a career? And I said, I just told you. I just told you what I want to do for a career. I want to create enough passive income that I get to do whatever the fuck I want to do forever. And that's what I pursued. Money will do what you demand of it.